You wake up thirsty, and you don't think twice about it. You drink a glass of water, and the feeling disappears. But here's the strange part. Right now, in this exact moment, you are more water than anything else. Not skin, not bone, water. And somehow, the substance that makes up most of who you are is also the thing you spend your entire life chasing. That should feel strange. It rarely does. Consider this. When you were born, your body was nearly 3/4 water. You were, in a very real sense, closer to a fish than to the adult you'd eventually become. By your first birthday, that number had already dropped, and it kept dropping for the rest of your life. Right now, depending on your age, your body fat, and even your sex, somewhere between 55 and 60% of you is water. You are, quite literally, evaporating a little more each year. So where does it all go? And why does something so abundant inside us feel so easy to lose? Start with the brain. It sits behind your eyes right now, and it is nearly 3/4 water, roughly the same moisture content as a banana. Your heart matches it. Your lungs are even wetter, closer to an apple. Even your bones, which feel solid and permanent, are close to a third water. You could not think a single thought, beat a single heartbeat, or take a single breath without it. And yet every day, without asking your permission, your body lets 2 to 3 liters of that water go. Through sweat, through urine, through the simple act of breathing out. You lose it constantly, invisibly, whether you're running a marathon or sitting perfectly still. This is where it gets interesting. Your brain is watching this happen in real time. Deep inside it, in a region called the hypothalamus, there are sensors built for exactly one purpose: to notice the moment your water levels start to slip. When they do, your brain releases a hormone that travels to your kidneys and tells them to hold on tighter, to pull more water back into your blood instead of letting it go. That's why your urine turns darker when you're dehydrated. It's not a coincidence. It's your body rationing. But here's the part most people never think about. A dehydrated brain doesn't just feel foggy, it physically shrinks. It has to work harder to do the same tasks a hydrated brain does effortlessly. Your mood dips, your energy drops, your skin loses its elasticity, all from something as simple as forgetting to drink enough water on a busy day. Now flip it. What happens if you drink too much? It sounds almost impossible. How could water, the thing keeping you alive, become dangerous? But it can. It's called overhydration or hyponatremia, and it tends to catch athletes off guard the most. People pushing their bodies to extremes and drinking aggressively to compensate. In these cases, the brain does the opposite of what it does during dehydration. It slows or even stops releasing that same hormone. Sodium in the blood becomes diluted. Cells begin to swell. In severe cases, the kidneys can't keep up, and the body starts producing dangerously dilute urine. Headaches, vomiting, and in the rarest and most extreme cases, seizures, or worse, can follow. Two opposite failures: too little water and the brain shrinks, too much and its cells swell. Somewhere between those two extremes is the narrow, quiet balance your body is fighting to maintain every single second of your life, usually without you noticing at all. So how much is actually enough? For years, the answer everyone repeated was 8 glasses a day, a number that sounded scientific but was never really built on solid evidence. The current understanding is more personal than that. Recommendations from health researchers now suggest somewhere around 3.5 liters of total water a day for men and about 2.5 liters for women, factoring in fluids from every source, not just what you drink from a glass. That number shifts depending on your body size, your activity level, your age, and the climate around you. Someone training in humid heat needs more than someone sitting in an air-conditioned office. There is no single perfect number. There's a range, and your body tells you where you fall within it. What most people don't realize is that plain water isn't the only way to reach that number. Coffee, tea, even the food on your plate all count. Strawberries, cucumbers, broccoli, these are over 90% water themselves. Roughly a fifth of your daily hydration doesn't come from a bottle or a tap at all. It comes from what you eat without even thinking about it. And the payoff for getting this right isn't just about avoiding a headache. Researchers have found consistent links between proper hydration and a lower risk of stroke. better long-term management of diabetes, and possibly even a reduced risk of certain cancers. Something as ordinary as drinking enough water might be quietly protecting you in ways you'll never consciously feel. Which brings us back to where we started. You are, right now, a temporary arrangement of water, held together just long enough to read these words, think these thoughts, feel whatever you're feeling. Every sip you take today is less about quenching thirst and more about keeping that fragile balance from tipping too far in either direction. The next glass you drink won't feel like anything special, but somewhere inside you, your brain will notice. It always does.